Built a cabin in the woods of Vermont, sold the cabin, moved across country to South Dakota, found a new piece of land, built a small woodshed on the property at first, roughed in this driveway, which still is a work in progress, but it's come a long ways. Found a pole barn on Marketplace, take it apart and transport it to the property. And then it was finally time to start the cabin builds. I'm going with a 30 by 24 cabin. All the trees are ponderosa pine and harvested on the property. It's a chink style cabin, and it took about 6 months to build and less than 2 days to take it down. And that leads us to where we are now. Thank you for watching. We spent a little money on this thing, but it's supposed to be a one-man concrete mixer. We'll see how it works, and hopefully it was worth it. We'll find out end of this week or maybe next week. Big week this week. As you saw at the end of my last episode, we got a lot of concrete to move. My goal is to get the rebar in the forms this week and get the concrete poured. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. It's gonna be quite the task just getting the concrete in here. I need 450 to 500 bags. If my mule can drive into the build site, it'll be a lot less work. Put a little plywood bridge in, hopefully it works, and then start hauling a few bags. Okay, well I got my first 25 bags up here. I actually put them here because my truck was sagging so bad. I parked a little on a hill and I thought I broke something in the suspension, but I don't think I did. I think it was just how heavy the concrete is. Thinking maybe the excavator can do it if I rig something up, sort of sling like I did with this water tank. We'll give that a try first. No reason not to. Save a lot of back-breaking work if I could just bring them right down with the excavator and then set them inside. Let's try that. The concrete, as you saw, the pallet was breaking. It wasn't that easy to rig up, so yeah, I don't think it's gonna work like that. I think it's just gonna be time and a little bit of back work hauling them up here. The mule not only gonna take probably 13 bags max at a time, and my truck will probably do about 20, and I might hook up my little Harbor Freight trailer. We'll see how the first few loads go without it. All right, while I was up here, I might as well try to get a couple pieces of rebar in. Rebar chair, it's called 3-rod chair, rebar chairs to hold my rebar up in the concrete. And we'll throw those in after we get these 20-footers in. Okay, there's my first 2 pieces of rebar. I'm noticing maybe I want to put those little chairs on some rocks though, because that's a 12-inch form. Those chairs are probably only 4 inches high. So if I got a couple inches higher, they'd be closer to the middle of the concrete, and that seems like that would be better. I found some rocks, plenty of those around here. So I'm just sitting those rebar chairs on those rocks, and that's propping my rebar up about halfway into the forms. And then to tie the rebar together, I can't believe how simple it is. I've never done this before, but you just have this little tool here and these little rebar ties, and you put it around whatever you're trying to, whether it's the other rebar or the chair, loop it through here and then twist a few times and it tightens it right down. So that is really easy, way easier than I expected. I had never done this before, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. So I'm to my corner here, so I got to make a bend in my rebar. The distance where I need my bend which is just about 5 feet. They already know that I like to buy tools that are expensive. That little rebar twister was $5, but last week, remember, I didn't want to buy that PEX tool that was 70, so I didn't want to buy a rebar bender for only doing, you know, a little bit of rebar. And I looked up a way that other people are doing it, and I think I can do it. This steel tube, and I'm going to put it over the rebar, and I'm going to put one end down to 5 feet where I need my bend at. And I'm going to stick my foot on it, and we're going to bend it close to 90 as I can. And that looks pretty close. Rebar from the plywood all the way around to right about here, so halfway done, but it was my easy half. Now I got to do multiple bends in a couple of these pieces as they drop in these steps and take a 90-degree turn. So see how that goes. Well, I decided to take a pause from the rebar and go take a short walk here to take a load of concrete with a mule, just to see how it feels when I put 13 bags in it. I haven't really gone over the thought process in between me getting those bags and not ordering a concrete truck. The contractor said he thought a concrete truck could get up there no problem if I did a little more work on the road. And I did do the work. The road's pretty nice right now, but I don't have it gravelled, so I didn't know if they were gonna put up a stink about that. My foundation, as you can see, the piles of dirt, I don't have anything really to move it away from the foundation. I only have the excavator, and it takes forever to, it's really good at digging, but it can't move dirt away from the foundation very well. So if I had the concrete truck up there, even with the extensions on their chute, I don't know if I could get the concrete where I wanted it, and it's so high up compared to where the concrete's going. I figured to pour those footings would have just been a headache, not to mention I'm working by myself. So I'm spending a little more up front than I would if you ordered a concrete truck. But if I do concrete other places around, which I plan to, like I do plan to pour the floor concrete also, using the machine I got, I think from all the reviews I've seen, it's pretty much a one-man operation. So the bags allow me to do it on my own time. A lot more effort than it would be to get a concrete truck, but it's a lot less stress in my eyes. But the stress will be less. Okay, that's enough of me yakking. Well, I think I got over too far and wasn't over one of those logs I put under there. That's a bummer. All right, well, nothing hurt except for my form. My first bag has made it. Woohoo! I know some of you knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, definitely needed a log right here and something here. We needed some thicker plywood. We should have spent more than 10 minutes on the bridge build. Ah, boy. I don't know, would have saved me a little bit of walking driving in there, but I really couldn't turn around. So I would have been able to pull in and still had to walk them out. Now I'm just gonna pull up here and then unload it. I don't know, put something over this, but just something I can walk on. Here we go. But look at that, 2 bags are in their spots. Only 498 left to put in there. Okay, there's one pallet done, 56 on a pallet. It's easier to maneuver with the mule, so I'm going with that right now. And it goes slow up the hill, but it does get here, so. And it gives my arms a little break in between when I'm driving a little extra. So. and everything she ain't. All right, well, that's it for today. 112 bags moved of the 450. Probably want 500 up here to be safe. So I'm a little behind schedule. That took a little longer than I expected, but the rebar went a little faster than I expected. So I'm halfway done that, or a little over halfway done that, and a fifth of the way down the concrete. I don't know, I'll have to pick up the pace tomorrow. Not sure if we'll pour this week, because once I get to Friday, I don't think I'm gonna be able to handle the bags all the same day. My arms are just gonna be tired. So unless a tractor falls out of the sky tonight and lands right here on the property with some forks on it, pour might be next week, but you never know, we'll see. Still a good day. Boy, supper's gonna taste good tonight. See you tomorrow. Morning. All right, we got to do a double bend here, so just a slight angle to go under the step and then a 90-degree later. Well, this one is a bit harder. We'll see. 3 bends in it. See if I can get it to fit. Someone's gonna say, should have bought a bender. I think I'm gonna cut it, make it easier to get it in the form. It's not the prettiest job ever, but I think it should hold concrete together. Got up to the next step. You just want to do the first load and I'll just watch?
No, just show me how you just kind of started it.
And then your legs.
They're slippery.
And heavy. I think I didn't get the 80 pounders, huh? Alright, we better call it there. My wife was here. It was nice of her to come up and help me out a little bit. We did, I think, 5 trips. So we've started on that second pallet, or the third pallet now. And I think it's the 4th pallet out of there because we have more than, we're stacking them higher. I've dug this back out where I caved it in with the Mule yesterday, and we're gonna finish our rebar. Good news, I finished the horizontal rebar yesterday, but I still need to do my vertical rebar, and I only have 217 bags into the foundation. And it's already Wednesday, so I didn't hit my quota yesterday. Just got too busy finishing that horizontal rebar. Positive now, the pour won't be this week, but it should be early next week. More good news is my wife had such a good time carrying all this concrete. She's agreed to come back. On pour day, she's going to be here to help load the mixer. That's good. Because I'm realizing 60 bags of concrete 450 times, that's a lot. But on the bright side, the weather forecast is looking pretty good for a pour next week. Alright, so this is the original one, just way too wide of a loop with just using the pole, but I figured this new way to make the loop a lot tighter. See the difference? What, have I made a dent in it yet? Exercise? He ain't getting the job done. I told my wife glad I didn't order the 80 pounders. I really was thinking about it. But man, that would have been way worse. 60 pounds is really just the right weight. I used to be a teacher, and I'm just thinking while I'm doing this, I'd rather move 1,000 of these than sit in another teacher meeting again. So that's what it takes. And I'm sure some teacher meetings out there are productive. Just the ones I was a part of were never productive. Right, Josh? There's some turkey vultures circling up there, and well, I didn't tell you, but the other day I hit a turkey on the road and it busted my little visor here and cracked this piece, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't survive, so I don't know, maybe they've found it. I hope they're not circling because they think the guy carrying all that concrete's gonna pass out. Sometimes social media does give you good ideas. Saw this online, little vibrator for those footers. Just have my multi-tool here, some holes in the blade, and then screwed these screws through this tent pole. Might shorten it so it's not so hard on the tool or the blade. That's what's probably gonna break first. I think it'll work. A lot of bad stuff on social media, but this one, this is a good idea, I think. 336 bags, according to my calculations, are now here at the basement site. Need 150 more and got 2 days to do it. Also, my hauler has a big truck, said he's going to deliver some gravel tomorrow. I said that 2 weeks ago, but then his truck was broken and it didn't get fixed until now. I could have went with someone else like the guy, so I didn't want to switch truckers. So he should be here tomorrow, and we'll spread some gravel at the start of my driveway, and then we'll haul some more concrete bags. What is that? I only had 335 up there. It'll be a hot one today, so we'll try to get an early start, have an early end. Didn't I say I was gonna get a pallet this time? Oh man, that's a big relief to have that here. I just saw this reflection down here. And I'm like, what is that, a vehicle? And that's spring water that's formed a pond. You can see it all the way down by my neighbor's house. It's kind of funny, I haven't seen it from up here before. All right, gotta run up to the driveway now, and I'm gonna drop some landscape fabric on the road before the gravel gets here. So hopefully it prolongs the life of my gravels so they don't sink into the clay as fast. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but gives me a little bit cheaper. It's kind of like cheap insurance. So. If you remember, about 8-10 months ago, I put a load of gravel here at the start of my driveway, but then I ended up widening my driveway, and then a lot of that gravel got washed out because I didn't have that drainage trench in, and a ton of rainfall came off that side hill. So this time we're gonna try to do it better and not waste any more money. Look at that nice stack. Should I be helping you?
You should be.
I gotta go change the bucket.
How far in does it go?
So see it on the other side? That's good. There she goes. She's even gonna do her own load, and I'm gonna start spreading some of this gravel. So that's helpful. Another pallet down. Oh, look at those muscles. Only 3 full pallets left. You missed that last one? I think I recalculated everything. I think I'm gonna only need 450. You know, my forms aren't all over 12 feet. 12 inches, excuse me. It's hot. Holy smokes. Better get in the shade here. All right, so there we go. It's like 95 degrees out here right now. So like I said, I started early, and I'm calling it early. I'm gonna go home. Actually, I'm gonna go to the hardware store and get some more rebar. It was at 101 on the other side of town when I went to pick up the rebar. There it is. But what month is it again? Almost October, 97? Come on. Looks like cooler weather next week though, so pretty soon I'll be complaining it's too cold. It's me again. I wasn't thinking very clearly yesterday. It must have been the heat was getting to me, but I need to put some more bags in here. Because if all goes well next week on the perimeter footings, I also have to do a couple of small interior footings, but I completely forgot about that yesterday. So all right, but that's it. I'm not moving any more concrete this week. The place I went only had number 4 rebar. I was using 5, but 5's thicker. The number 4 is not quite as thick, but I was really doing overkill with the 5, and it'll be easier to bend on a Friday. That's a little easier to bend. Our corner rebar set, so if this one's off, I'm in big trouble. I've seen a variety of ways. Some people dry set them, some people wet set them. I've decided I'm gonna try to put them in now, just so I don't have to worry about it on pour day. I'll turn that off, I think. Wait. There you go. Sweet. We're mixing concrete next week, Bo. Well, we'll wrap this video up right here. I didn't get all the rebar done today. I just felt a little low energy. Can't really understand why. No, Tuesday's the pour day. That's when my wife has off, so I know I have Monday to finish the rebar. Only have a few more vertical pieces to put in their spots, and then I'm gonna shore up a couple things on the forms. And then Tuesday, it's gonna be a big, big day. Yeah, I said this week was gonna be a big week, but next week, it's gonna be a really big week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Not with the mule? Why?
Because you're gonna get stuck.
Am I gonna break it?
Yeah.